Like for example, if you're in a jungle and you see a lion, it's so hypothetical, I know, but if you see a lion, if you did not have that natural basic emotion of fear, you would not run and save your life, right? So similarly, all of these emotions are there for a specific reason, and I like to see emotions not like as good or bad, but just as basic messengers, basic indications, messages from our internal self. Okay, so that's a bit about emotions. I want to now come and narrow it down to anger, of course. There are various notions we have heard about anger, that somebody is saying that don't express anger, it's bad. Or express your anger, don't keep it inside, that is bad and unhealthy. And people may say, think about something else for that moment, you'll forget about being angry. Children should not shout or get angry. You're probably angry on someone else and expressing it on me. Okay? How many of you have heard these statements?
More
Yes,
than
ma'am,
them.
every day, everyone.
Every day. Yes. So all of these are also statements I have heard, and I have put it from my experience only. So there are a lot of notions around anger, you know, but some are correct, some aren't. So I'm hoping towards the end of this session, I will be you will be able to differentiate which ones are true, which ones aren't. Okay. So let's dive into the main topic, which is anger. Now, Susan David, again a very celebrated, eminent psychologist, who's spoken a lot about empathy, human relations, emotions. She says that our raw feelings can be the messengers we need to teach us things about ourselves and can prompt insights into the important life decisions. And anger is often what protects us from these raw underlying emotions. Okay? So a lot of psychologists agree to the fact and that anger is just the behavioral component of what is being hidden inside. So unless you don't dig deep, unless you don't find out what's behind the anger will keep occurring and reoccurring. Please need to be calm when that discussion is happening.
Okay.
Usually लड़ाई में वही तो करते हैं ना, अरे why am I angry, just listen to me, I'm justifying my anger, but the other person is also angry, so they'll not listen. So that's where the timeout and delayed response. So the delayed response could actually be communicating that this is what happened, what can we do differently. This is the CBT cycle of anger, how CBT explains anger, that there is a triggering event. Let me get a highlight. There is this triggering event, and that leads to a negative thought, which could be, this is the place where we make our errors. This could lead to a lot of emotional reactions, responses like anger, hurt, etc., and physical symptoms, which we have already discussed, and a behavioral response. We hit, yell, shout, cry, etc. Okay? And this is exactly the cycle we are breaking by actually focusing on this part. Right? तो अगर हमने पहले स्टेप पे ही अपना बैरियर कहीं ना कहीं डाल दिया, अवेयरनेस डाल दी, we know that the further steps will be easier to handle because we know how our thinking can lead to other responses which we don't want sometimes. Okay. Let's go to the next. Third is understanding the cause. It's a myth when we say that if we ignore anger, it will go away. That we are just suppressing it. If we have a feeling that persists and we keep denying it, it will manifest in other indirect and more harmful ways. So it's important that we identify the cause and resolve it if possible. Resolution may not always be possible, but wherever possible, we resolve it or we develop acceptance for it, if not resolution. if you the acceptance part, um, there's this wonderful theory called as ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. You can read up on that. That has all these tools and techniques to teaching acceptance to students. And cause कैसे identify करेंगे? Anger diary से. Maintaining that anger diary, you'll notice the pattern. Giving them that feelings wheel, helping them note what is really making you angry, giving them that anger iceberg, making them analyze what is causing anger, and resolving it if possible or accepting either way. Okay? But suppressing is not the answer. Often, if we keep suppressing, this is something I've also seen in my practice with a lot of females, even males, not just females, that because of societal foundations, rules and regulations, gender expectations, they may keep suppressing. Gussa nahi karna hai, and that might actually come up as physical pains sometimes.